Hare Krishna, everyone. We were muted. Dandavat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Thank you to Vivan. He reminded us that we were muted. So I have Vivan Avyog, then Parth Achyuta. And we are here to wish you all a very, very happy new year, 2022. And we are very excited for this year. Our goal for this year is to hopefully finish the Bhagavad Gita this year. And we will start today by invoking some auspicious prayers by Bhaktivinoda Thakur's. The book name is Gitavali, and all of you would know as Jai Radha Madhav. Hare Krishna. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari
Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari
Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Jaya Gopijana Girivaradhari
Yashodanandana Brajadana Ranjana
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 Yamuna Tira Manachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Manachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Vihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari
Jaya Radha Vihari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha
Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari
Jaya Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Brajadana
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari
Jai Radha
Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari.
Jaya Radha
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya
Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram.
Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram,
Jaya Radha Shama Sundar, Radhe.
Jaya Radha Shama Sundara, Shama Sundara.
Jaya Radha Kala Changi, Radhe.
Jaya Radha Kala Sundara, Shama Sundara.
Jayo Jagannath, Jayo Jagannath, Jai Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra.
Jayo Jagannath, Jayo Jagannath, Jayo Subhadra.
Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami, Nayana Patagami, Bhavatu me.
Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami, Nayana Patagami, Bhavatu me.
Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami, Nayana Patagami, Bhavatu me. Jagannath
Swami Nayana Patagami,
Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman, Sita Ram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman, Sita
Ram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman, Sita Ram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman.
Pati Raghav Raja Ram, Patita Pavana Sita Ram, Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram, Patita Pavana Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Baj pyare tu Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Baj pyare tu Sita Ram, Baj pyare tu Sita Ram, Baj pyare tu Sita Ram. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada,
Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada,
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Nitai Gora Hari,
Hari Bol, Nitai Gora,
Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora
Hari Bol. Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Sotara Sata Shri Srimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Om Vishnu Padam Parivrajacharya Stotara Sata Shri Srimad
Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai.
Ananta Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Sri Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Brajabhumi Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Mayapur Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. Purushottam Kshetra Nath Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Maiya Yamuna Maiya Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada's Transcendental Book Distribution and Prasadam Distribution Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, everyone. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year!
Can you believe it? It's
Happy New
2022. Happy New Year,
It seems
Mataji.
like that went so fast.
Yeah, I know. 2021 went by so fast,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
How's everybody feeling back to school?
Yeah, it's so
It's
much
so
fun. It's
fun.
much better. Today I went on
Yeah,
a field
Much
trip.
better.
Okay, let's start one by one. Let's start with Lalita. Okay, yes, Lalita. How was your day today?
My day was really good, and I also went on this field trip. It was really fun.
Field trip? Where did you go on your field trip?
Well, since I'm in 5th grade and middle school is starting for me like next year. So like we went to my middle school just to see the electives and everything, and it was really fun. And
Oh,
Pranav's
nice.
in my class, so we both went to the field trip.
That's fun. Are you excited for middle school?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Okay, let's go to Pranav. How was your day? How do you like going back to school?
Yeah, it's good. Like, I didn't go on the field trip because Lalitha's middle school is Nelson, so she went there. But people who are going to Roach is on January 20th, so we're going on a field trip on January 20th.
Oh,
So
so
it
you
was
get
pretty
to go
fun.
too.
One second.
Yeah,
So
so
you're
it was
going
pretty
to
fun.
Roach Middle. You're going to Roach Middle School.
Yeah,
Oh, Pranav,
and
nice.
I'm thinking I was thinking about my electives, and I think I might choose orchestra maybe.
Are you in fifth grade?
Nice orchestra. Which instrument? Which instrument are you taking?
I'm trying to choose between viola and violin.
Oh,
Cello. Cello's the best. Cello's the best.
so are
I
you
don't
in
want to.
fifth grade, Pranav?
What?
You're in 5th grade, right?
Mhm.
Okay, okay, nice.
But they have to
Yeah, I'm in
decide
5th
those
grade
before
too.
going to 6th grade. They have to decide these electives and everything.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
planning
Yeah.
ahead,
He's
right?
planning
Pranav?
ahead. There you go.
Yeah.
And then let's
I mean, like,
ask.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. You were finishing a thought.
I mean, it's like all of these Roach counselors and Nelson counselors are coming, and they're like talking to us about what to decide. So that's why I'm just thinking about it a lot.
So I have a question for Pranav. If you are taking orchestra, then can you still take a language in middle school?
Language? There are no languages in middle school. I mean, in 7th
Yes,
grade, you can
you
take
can.
Spanish, but that's all.
No. If you take language in middle school, you can save 1 credit in high school.
That only works for Illinois.
No, it's the same rule in
Oh,
Texas.
seriously?
It does?
Mataji knows.
Yes.
You see?
I
She
never
knows
knew that.
So if you take a language, then you probably cannot take music or orchestra or band.
They want to
Oh,
have
you mean-
fun,
So
Mataji.
that's right.
Both.
But if you are taking an instrument outside school, then you don't have to take anything in school. You can save a credit.
They want to take an instrument.
But if they are doing instrument outside school, like private classes and everything, they don't
Then they
need to do it in school.
take
right?
another instrument.
Right,
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
Just 1 second.
Okay. So let's go to Vivan. So Vivan, how was your day?
My day was good. So basically, today, since it was Friday, we had a spelling test, and it was actually kind of easy, the spelling test. And also, we had a test in science to see our structures, not structures and functions. We had learned traits and learned behaviors and not instincts. I keep forgetting inherited traits.
Inherited traits.
And
Okay.
we had to see which one's inherited and which one's learned. And also today, I practiced my Lone Star Challenge materials. So
Okay. Exciting. And Parth, how was your day?
my day was good since it's Friday. We also did a spelling test. It was all on compound words like classmate.
Compound words.
Yeah,
Oh,
like classmate.
big words.
Which was easy because it's literally 2 words. So it's easy for me to know that. So I bet I got 100 on that.
Give us an example of a compound word.
Classmate.
Classmate. Okay. Class and mate.
Yeah.
All right.
And also was outstanding. That was one
Outstanding.
challenge word.
Okay. Misunderstanding. Is that a complex word?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that is a compound word. That is a compound word.
Okay.
Oh, misunderstanding.
Okay.
And in science, we're learning about renewable and non-renewable material.
And let's go to Vishal. We have another Lalita. That is Vishal. Okay. Yes, Vishal, how was your day? How was your new year?
School started 3 days ago, and since I'm in 3rd grade, last virtual, like I joined a new school, 3rd grade,
Oh,
like
okay.
last year, like when you like normally start school, like a half of 1 year. So that half of 1 year,
You were virtual and then you
I-
started in person. Okay.
I
So
was in person for like 3 days. And so we already know everybody, and we had
that must be
less
fun.
we had less people. So we got 4 more people, which equals 18.
Oh, nice.
18.
Well, it must be fun to see all your friends.
22.
Great job. Okay, let's go to Priyanka. Last year of school, how are you feeling?
No, that's not the last year of school. Oh my gosh, I'm not a senior yet. It's like junior year for me.
Oh, you go to senior next. Okay.
I'm gonna senior next year. Yeah, I'm not.
Senior
This,
starts in August.
yeah, so not.
Okay.
Last year
But
was
our
school.
schools, our
11th,
school
11th.
is still in the we are in the winter break. Our school start Monday.
What? That's not fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Our
our school is really late.
Started on Monday.
Finals is-
Texas is, yeah, you guys
Yeah,
started
we're
early and
running
closed
We're
early.
having more fun going to school.
Yeah. You missed out on the fun
Field
part.
trips. Hey,
That's
we're
actually
going on
very
field
fun.
trips. All
I
right.
went to mine. I visited some place, like a place where they did it in, I don't know what's it called. What's it called again?
What was that?
Where we
Oh, you
did-
went to the opera.
Yeah, opera.
You went to the opera.
Oh,
I
opera.
went to the opera when I was like in 3rd or 4th grade.
Yeah, 3rd grade. Yeah.
Yes, and
Yeah.
Cool.
they did that for us. Oh, probably because I was virtual.
Virtual. Okay. And-
in person.
And Bhakti Priya Mataji, how are you doing?
Good, Prabhuji. We found, I'm working on the house.
Yes,
So, yeah.
that's good. Now, how's your school? How's your work?
Yeah, how's your school, Ma?
Yeah,
My
there you go.
my classes are going crazy. I have a test next week.
All right.
Prepare for test.
How was
Wait,
your
even you have to?
How was your
I
going?
have exams,
No
I have
field
classes,
trips,
I have
Mataji?
teachers.
No field trips for you?
No field trips.
What grade are you in, Amma?
Yeah, what grade?
22.
14th.
What grade? What grade are you in? What grade do you feel you're in?
22nd
What
grade.
grade you're in? I'm over 1st grade, of course.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Over
over
first.
1st grade. Over 1st.
All right.
You
Now-
are 8 years old, right? Parth?
Yeah.
Parts 8, yeah.
So
10.
you
I turned 10 in August.
must be in 2nd grade.
August, huh?
What's that?
Are you in 2nd grade or 3rd grade? Parth?
Third. He's in 3rd.
3rd grade. Okay. And we were in fourth, Prabhuji?
4th.
So guess my
What?
So
Guess
you're
my-
1 grade behind me.
guess my age.
I know you are 10 years old.
There you go.
Wait, you're 10 years old? I'm 10 years old
Went
too.
double digit, remember? Double digit.
It's just because I missed the cut.
Yeah, you missed the cutoff.
I saw your book.
Yeah.
Kate.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
What?
I saw
What?
your
Oh.
book cake. I remember.
Oh, book
The book
cake.
cake.
Oh, the book cake. Pages could actually turn.
I actually remember all of your birthdays except Pranav and Vishal.
I'm,
Okay, then
Of course, you know my birthday.
I'm terrible with dates
August 10th.
and names.
2011.
okay, if you're terrible with dates, if you're terrible with dates, then what's my birthday?
I know yours.
Okay, good. So you're-
I know Parth, but I know Parth. When is Pranav? Pranav, when are
You know,
you?
we celebrated my birthday one day before on June 14th in Satsang, and then Neeraj Prabhuji, remember the cupcake? He tried to put icing on a P, and then we all blew it. It was like so fun.
Mataji, why don't you make a Google sheet with everyone's birthdays?
It's all in here.
Yeah. I'm August 10th, 2011.
When is Pranav and Vishal? Pranav, you go first.
I was born in June 15th, 2011.
June 15th. Okay. Vishal,
Ooh, is that
Vishal,
right?
wait. Vishal, he's Gemini. Vishal,
Gemini?
are you there? Vishal,
He's gone on the
Birthday.
phone.
knock, knock.
He's
No.
gone on a day trip.
Vishal is upset.
Vishal, we're asking you a question.
2000,
When's your birthday?
2013, March.
March, when? March when, Vishal?
March,
10?
Did you hear that,
10,
Raji?
10.
Did you hear that?
March
March 2nd.
March
Second.
2nd.
Second.
So, let
Mine
me
just fine.
tell all of your birthdays. Okay, everybody listen, okay? Vivan, October 16th.
Correct.
Prabhuji, August 9th.
Correct.
Parth, July 14th.
Correct.
Priyanka, April 12th.
Girl, why did you hesitate? You didn't just hesitate, did you?
Pranav is June 15th.
Correct.
Lalita, August 10th.
Oh, we're just a day apart. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, only, yeah.
Funny.
I ended up making 2 cakes that week, so I remember.
Yeah.
Vishal,
A lot of work.
Vishal is March 2nd.
1 second. All right. And Nainika?
Correct.
What
That's
is it?
January 5th.
And Nainika?
Nainika's yesterday. Yesterday was
6,
the
the 6th.
No way. Are you serious?
Yeah, January 6th.
Oh my gosh. Please wish her on our behalf.
January.
She was wearing a white dress.
You're a year and a day older than me, basically.
Yeah.
Basically your birthday before me. I don't know how to say that.
Birthday before
It's
a
2011, not 2000.
day.
Okay, so
Before
we're
the
gonna
Pronounced 2 months.
shift gears now. We're going to talk about Bhagavad Gita. All right.
Okay.
So, chapter 6. Chapter 6. We're going to finish
Yeah,
chapter
we're
6
gonna
today.
finish chapter 6 and the first 6 chapters are the bread and the next 6 chapters are the filling. So the filling is always the nice part. So the filling of Bhagavad Gita is chapter 7 to 12. So today we're gonna need to finish.
My favorite part, Bhakti Yoga.
Yes. So did everybody catch this? So basically, Bhagavad Gita is like Hare Krishna, Sai Prabhu. Wish you a very happy New Year.
Hare
That's
Krishna.
it.
Hare Krishna,
Oh, he
Prabhu.
was saying namaste to someone.
Okay, so what I was saying was Bhagavad Gita is like a sandwich. Okay, how many chapters are in the Bhagavad Gita?
18.
18. So divided into 3 parts. How many chapters do you get in each part?
6. 6 times 3 is 18.
Correct. And basically, you have the first 6, the last 6, and basically the middle 6. That is basically the Bhakti Yoga part. So we're going to be finishing the first 6 chapters today. We'll be starting Bhakti Yoga from our next class. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen.
Knowledge of the absolute.
So now, who can remember? Hold on. I'll ask what Arjuna asks. Right. So Arjuna asks Krishna at the end of chapter 6 that, oh Krishna, if somebody is not successful, right? If somebody is not successful in Bhakti Yoga, what is their what happens to them? Right? That was his question. So what does Krishna answer? Please raise your hands. If you know what Krishna answers, what happens to somebody who's not successful practicing this yoga system? Okay, Vivan.
So he'll get reborn into a family of rich people or people who are like righteous. And a birth that is rare is a person who's born in a family, of transcendentalists.
Correct. Okay.
It's like Krishna gives you another chance to prove yourself.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay, next question. Does that person start from scratch?
No.
So when you take when a baby is born, that baby needs to again read and write, right? Study all the way from first grade to 11th grade to 12th grade, do the ACTs and SATs, right? All of that. But do they restart their bhakti journey? Let's go to Pranav.
So that just brings me to like Bhakti Priya Mataji's like story, like last satsang she told a story about King Bharata, like when he was when in his next life when he was a deer, and after that he was still spiritual. He didn't start from scratch or anything. Like in his deer form, he used to like visit temples and everything, and he used to be very spiritual, and he like continued his journey until
Very
he was
nice.
successful.
Great, thank you. Yes,
Wait,
that's exactly what happens. And Parth, you were saying something?
So if in your early life you like Krishna's up here and you only possess this much, in your next life you don't start from down here. You start from wherever you left off, and then you keep going
higher. Yes, perfect. Yes, Priyanka.
It's kind of like saving your progress on a game, actually.
Yeah.
Except when the game reset, your points from the last game in terms of transcendental keeps on like going. It's like safe.
Unless that hard disk or that cloud crashes.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, the internet.
Only while it's
Hopefully.
climbing the ladder so hastily it falls down, but it grabs the rung.
Yes. Okay, perfect. So now we know what happened. What was Arjuna's question? Then Krishna answers that question, right? So now we are on text 44.
Chapter 6, text 44.
Chapter 6, text 44. Today we'll try to cover the last four. Okay. Okay, so we'll have Pranav, you can read the Sanskrit, and let us have Lalita. Would you like to read the translation and purport after that? Okay, so Pranav, you can read the Sanskrit and we'll repeat after you.
Okay. Purvabhyasena tenaiva.
Purvabhyasena tenaiva.
Hriyate hyavashopi saha.
Hriyate hyavasopi saha.
Jignasurapi yogasya.
Jignasurapi yogasya.
Shabda brahmati vartate.
Shabda brahmati vartate. Translation. Yes, Lalita.
By virtue of the divine consciousness of his previous life, he automatically becomes attracted to the yogic principles, even without seeking them. Such an inquisitive transcendentalist stands always above the ritualistic principles of the scriptures. What does
Did you understand?
means?
Inquisitive. Inquisitive is being curious. Like he is always searching, right? Inquisitive. Transcendentalist. Transcendentalist is a person who is searching for, well, who am I? How did I come here? Where am I going? What's going to happen after I leave this body? Right? Like they are curious. They're curious about these questions. So that person is called a transcendentalist. He's inquisitive transcendentalist. He's trying to figure out, like, what is my purpose?
Yeah, why am I here?
Exactly.
But like Prahlad Maharaj.
Prahlad Maharaj. Yeah, Prahlad Maharaj was a
What
devotee.
does ritualistic mean?
What is that? About the ritualistic. So ritualistic principles are, like sometimes have you done a fire yagya? Like where you sit around a fire and then you drop rice in it. Have you done that, Lalita?
No, I don't think so.
Mataji, can you explain like what Lalita might have seen, like some ritualistic principles or practice?
Oh, so rituals are like there is no spirit. I mean, like okay, so we are discussing what is the difference between spiritualistic or ritualistic, right? So let's think about it. Ritual is like we go to temple, we crack a coconut, or we just circumambulate and come back. That is
Oh
ritual.
yeah.
There
Okay.
is no, I mean, we are not really putting our heart into that service, right? We are just going just because my mom is doing, I will do like that,
So mom forced me to go to the temple. That's why I'm doing it.
But spiritualistic is more like you put your heart in it, your soul in it, and then do like
Hmm.
So
so
purpose.
just routine simple routine steps is more called ritualistic. But when you do it with your soul and heart in it, it's not ritual anymore. It is spiritual. It becomes spiritual.
Very nice
Love.
point. I was just telling Parth, I was explaining Parth this evening that don't do Krishna consciousness because I am telling you to. Make Krishna consciousness yours, right? Remember we had that conversation? Like do it because you want to do it. So that's the difference. Like when you do it with your heart, then it changes everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so far, what have you understood, Lalita, from just reading the translation?
Okay.
So this is Krishna. Krishna is still speaking. Did you hear the question, Lalita?
Yeah, I think she's walking
Yeah.
and trying to find a place to
So,
talk.
yeah, what was the question
Oh.
again?
So far, what have you understood from reading?
So I kind of think like after like the next like they can like be kind of curious about like their next like could be.
So yeah, so what Krishna is saying here is because of their pious credits, right? Because of the pious credits, what somebody has accumulated from your previous life, they automatically become attracted even without seeking them. Like
Okay.
like when a kid is born and the kid, whenever let's say they go to Tirupati, right? And automatically
Tirupati?
like like in Andhra Pradesh, like it's very, very famous in India. So that kid is like, oh yeah, I want to shave my head, right? Like there are many kids like that. Like they're just seeking to do it, right? They become attracted to these principles. So such an inquisitive transcendentalist, they're always above the ritualistic principles of the scriptures. They automatically start from where they left off.
Yeah, not like start from scratch.
Exactly.
Like, like all your grades, if you had finished it, you always have to start from scratch. But Krishna consciousness, you don't have to, like if you're here, you don't have to start from scratch. You can start from where you left off.
Yes, exactly. Okay.
Oh, okay, I got it.
So we will continue reading the purport from here. Advanced yogis. Go ahead, Lalita.
Okay. Advanced yogis are not very much attracted to the rituals of the scriptures, but they automatically become attracted to the yoga principles, which can elevate them to complete Krishna consciousness, the highest yoga perfection. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 3.33.7 says such disregard of Vedic rituals by the advanced transcendentalists is explained as follows.
Okay, I can read that. Aho bata swapachoto gariyan yagjivagrae vartate namatubhyam te pustapaste juvu sasnurarya brahmanachur nama grananti ete. Okay, Priyanka, would you like to continue from here? Oh my Lord.
Yeah, of course. Oh my Lord, persons who chant the holy names of your Lordship are far, far advanced in spiritual life, even if born in families of dog eaters. Such chanters have undoubtedly performed all kinds of austerities and sacrifices, bathed in all sacred places, and finished all scriptural studies.
Can you study from here?
The famous example of this was presented by Lord Chaitanya, who accepted Thakura Haridasa as one of his most important disciples. Although Thakura Haridasa happened to take his birth in a Muslim family, he was elevated to the post of Namacharya
Namacharya.
by Lord Chaitanya due to his rigidly attended principle of chanting 300,000 holy names of the Lord daily. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare.
And because he chanted the holy name of the Lord constantly, it is understood that in his previous life, he must have passed through all the ritualistic methods of the Vedas, known as Sabda Brahma. Unless, therefore, one is purified, one cannot take to the principles of Krishna consciousness or become engaged in chanting the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna.
I have a question.
So what, before we go there, so what did you understand, Priyanka? Please share.
I understood that no matter what type of creed or what type of like
Trace. Background.
that's what creed means, yeah. Like no
Birth.
matter what type of birth you take, there is always a way where you could no matter what your background is, if you are exposed to this type of Krishna Katha, if you're exposed to this mantra, if you're dedicated to the chanting his names all the time, if you're like actually dedicated to actually like further your spiritual transcendental life, right? Then no matter what, you're going to excel in it. If that makes sense. You're not brought down by how you were born or how you are treated based on like your birth or anything like that, but you are able to excel no matter what part of life you're at.
Nice. Yeah. And the other question I had was, so here Srila Prabhupada is saying that somebody who's chanting the holy name, the Maha Mantra constantly, what should we understand about them?
What was that?
So the other point which Srila Prabhupada brings up in this purport is somebody who is chanting the holy name, right? The Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. What should we understand about them in their previous life?
That in their previous life, they've gone through all the ritualistic methods of the Vedas, meaning they've done all they need to do in order to accumulate that much transcendental knowledge now, basically.
Nice. Yeah. Very, very nice. Thank you. Somebody has a question.
Yeah.
Yes, Vivan.
So basically, since it said that Haridas Thakur had passed through all the ritualistic methods, which meant he was really elevated in his past life, why did he take birth in a Muslim family when it said that he would either be born in rich or like I don't know, like the other,
Aristocratic.
yeah, like the other, like righteous, yeah.
Transcendentalist.
You want to share something? What is it?
No, I was just. Is it transcendentalist you're saying, Vivan?
Yeah. So his question was like, so
Yeah.
he was in a low Muslim family, right? He was born in a low Muslim family, and he started chanting the holy name. But so I think this is my explanation. So Haridas Thakur was not an ordinary Jiva soul like us. Haridas Thakur is actually an incarnation of Lord Brahma. So Lord Brahma came down as Haridas Thakur. And this is basically this is, you know, the entourage. Like whenever Krishna comes, he comes with his entourage, right? Like Radharani,
And
his
all the other
Gopas,
people.
his gopis, his mother, his father, Vrindavan.
That comes in,
Same way when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, he came with his entourage, and Haridas Thakur was playing a part in that drama.
which was actually Lord Brahma.
Yeah, and through his life, Haridas Thakur was actually showing that, you know, it really doesn't matter to go to the temple. Like he was banned to go into Jagannath temple.
Yeah, because he was not Indian.
However, Lord Brahma was the one who actually installed the deities in the Jagannath temple. But now, as Haridas Thakur, the same Lord Brahma was not allowed to go in. But he did not care because he just wanted to chant the holy name. And on the strength of chanting the holy name, the Lord, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, every day used to come to him. So the point made here is that even though he was not allowed to go and see the Lord personally was coming and seeing him every day. Does that help?
And he himself installed the deities.
He himself installed the deities.
So the person who installed the deities can't go into the temple.
And he never had any ego that, he could have been like, hey, hold on, Lord Brahma here. I installed Jagannath deities. Why are you not allowing me to come in? But he took a humble position. So in life, we should always have that humble position.
So can I say like what I think now?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, I think Haridas Thakur now, like even like since he was not an ordinary person, it's not following the same rules that Krishna explained, since he was like Lord Brahma and he was like not an ordinary human being like us who
Jiva soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
who just have like a soul. And he actually had the role of creating the whole universe.
Okay, so let's go to next verse. So Pranav, you can read the Sanskrit. Parth, you can read the translation. Vivan, you can read the purport. Okay.
Prayatnadyatamaanastu
Prayatnadyatamaanastu
yogi samshuddha kilbishah
Yogi samshuddha kilpishaha
aneka janma samsiddhas
Aneka janma samsiddhas
tato yati parangatim
Tato yati paramgatim.
And when the yogi engages himself with
Bless you. Bless you.
with sincere endeavor in making further progress, being washed of all contaminations, then ultimately achieving perfection after many, many births of practice, he attains the supreme goal.
What does that mean?
It means that when like a yogi engages himself with sincere
Endeavor. What does sincere endeavor mean?
Like
Sincere endeavor means like you're following the practice sincerely. What practice?
Krishna consciousness practice.
How do you follow Krishna conscious practice? How do you do it?
By not eating meat and not doing drinking alcohol and following the 4 regulated principles.
And chanting the holy name.
Yeah.
Okay. So somebody who's sincerely trying to make progress.
Yeah, and like trying to go further in the ladder.
So then what happens to them?
Being washed all contaminations, meaning like being all of the stuff that they don't need.
Yeah, like any contaminations are like anything which is covering our heart.
Yeah.
Right? Like what are some contaminations which can cover the heart?
Lust.
Okay, lust, then anger, greed, envy, right? Ignorance, like all of those contaminations. Delusion. So that all gets washed away. And then what happens?
Achieving perfection after many practice. So like one birth you get little practice, and then 2 births you get little more practice, and more and more and more, and then at the end when he's ready, he attains Krishna consciousness.
Yeah, he attains the supreme goal. So what is the supreme goal?
By reaching Krishna consciousness.
By going back home.
Back to Godhead.
What is back to Godhead?
Like going back to Krishna.
Going back to Krishna, exactly.
Or real
so also the other point here is there is not needed many births, because when you start chanting the holy name, which is the yuga dharma of this age, in this very lifetime, we can all go back home, back to Godhead, if we are sincere in our endeavor. Okay, Lalita, you had a question?
What does endeavor mean again?
Endeavor is your the work which you do, right? Like when you're a student and you're practicing for your spelling test, you work really hard, to do your spelling test well, right? So that's your endeavor.
It means effort.
Yes, go ahead, Pranav.
It's like effort.
Effort, yes, thank you. Like your sincere effort. Okay, perfect, Vivan.
Okay. Let me see. A person born in a particularly righteous, aristocratic, or sacred family becomes conscious of his favorable condition for executing yoga practice. With determination, therefore, he begins his unfinished task and thus completely cleanses himself of all material contaminations. When he is finally free from all contaminations, he attains the supreme perfection, Krishna Consciousness. Krishna Consciousness is the perfect stage of being freed of all contamination. This is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 7.28.
Yesham tva antakatam papam chananam punya karmanam te dvanda moha nirmukta bhajante mam vritaha.
After many births of executing pious activities, when one is completely freed from all contaminations and free from all illusory dualities, one becomes engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord.
Yeah, nice. Okay, please explain.
So basically, whenever he is born in a particularly righteous, aristocratic, or sacred family, he becomes conscious. So basically, whenever he's in a good family, Krishna consciousness, then he becomes aware of his circumstances and tries to begins an unfinished task. When he completely cleanses himself from all contaminations, he attains supreme perfection, or going back to God.
Perfect. And what is the easiest way or the only way to cleanse ourselves, cleanse our material contaminations in this yoga?
Chanting, right?
Yes, chanting the holy name.
So yoga dharma.
Correct. That's the yoga dharma. Okay, let's move to the next verse, 46. And let's see who is not got a chance. Let's have Bhakti Priya Mataji. You can read the translation, and we can have Pranav Prabhu, Sai Prabhu. You can read the purport. Okay, Pranav.
Tapasvebhyodhiko yogi.
Tapasvebhyodhiko yogi.
Jnanebhyopi matodhikaha.
Jnanebhyopi matodhikaha.
Karmebhyashchadhiko yogi.
Karmebhyashchadhiko yogi.
Tasmadyogi bhavarjuna.
Tasmad yogi bhava Arjuna. Actually, let's have Vishal do the translation. And Mataji, you can do the purport, next purport. Okay, Vishal, you want to read the translation?
Prabhuji, let you guys continue. I got to join the class, so I will drop.
Oh, okay, all right.
Thank you.
A yogi is greater than the ascetic, greater than the emperisic, and greater than the fugitive worker. Therefore, O Arjuna, in all circumstances, be a yogi.
Yeah.
When we speak
No.
of yoga,
No, hold on, Vishal. Can you share if you understood anything from this? So here, who is the yogi?
Krishna is telling Arjuna to that a yogi is greater than the ascetic and greater
Ascetic.
than a fruitive worker, and also telling Arjuna no matter what to be a yogi.
Correct. Okay. Okay, let's do the purport. Sai Prabhu.
When we speak of yoga, we refer to linking our consciousness with the supreme absolute truth. Such a process is named differently by various practitioners in terms of the particular method adapted. When the linking process is predominantly in fruitive activities, it is called karma yoga. When it is predominantly empirical, it is called jnana yoga. And when it is predominantly in a devotional relationship with the Supreme Lord, it is called bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga or Krishna consciousness is the ultimate perfection of all yogas, as well as will be explained in the next verse. The Lord has confirmed here in the superiority of yoga, but he has not mentioned that it is better than bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga is full spiritual knowledge, and therefore nothing can excel it. Asceticism without self knowledge is imperfect. Empiric knowledge without surrender to the Supreme Lord is also imperfect, and fruitive work without Krishna consciousness is waste of time. Therefore, his most highly praised form of yoga performance mentioned here is Bhakti Yoga, and this is still more clearly explained in the next verse.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji, please share something.
It is very clear that Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga is the and Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is ultimate relationship with the Krishna than this Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga is still at best when you do with the Krishna consciousness, but when you don't have that consciousness, if you do Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, you don't you don't get anything. That's a waste of time.
It's the most important thing is to have Krishna in the center of whatever we do, and the best yoga is bhakti yoga, when we actually have a relationship with Krishna, when we do that yoga in full spiritual knowledge. Yes, Pranav.
So, like, I remember a yogi is also equivalent to a Krishna conscious person. So, so what he's saying here is that just Krishna consciousness is like the best thing you can achieve, and it's it's like very easy to reach the Lord in this way, and it's more effective, and it's better than the other yoga things which require more practice and everything.
Nice, thank you. Okay, let's do our last verse. Who has not got a chance to read? Okay, Vishal, you can read the translation.
Vishal already read.
Anyone else? Pranav, you did not read. You're
Like
just
one,
doing the Sanskrit.
I only
Okay.
read.
Okay, all right. So, Pranav, you can do the Sanskrit. Vishal, you can do the translation, and then Pranav, you can do the purport.
Okay. Yoginamapi sarvesham
Yoginapi sarvesham
madgatinantaratmanam
madgatirnantaratmana
Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam
Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam
Same yukta tamo mataha
Same yukta tamo mataha. Yes, Vishal.
And all of the yogis, one with great faith, who always abides me, thinks of me within himself and renders transcendental loving service to me. He is the most and detrimentally united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion.
Very important, right? So what did you understand by this sentence? One with great faith who always abides in me. Like Krishna is saying that somebody, a yogi who is always with great faith abiding in Krishna. What did you understand by that? Vishal? What does abide mean? Let's see.
He says that
Abide is accepting or acting in accordance with, right? Accepting or acting in accordance. So Krishna is saying one with great faith who always.
He's telling us that the best yogi is the one with great faith who always listens or listens or accepts Krishna.
Correct. Good point. He's always accepting what Krishna is saying. Okay, that is one. Second, he says, what does he say? Things of me within himself. What does that mean? Things of Krishna within yourself. So is Krishna in you?
Yeah.
And where is Krishna located in you?
In your heart.
In your heart, in the heart region. And are we this body? No.
No, we're the soul.
Where is the soul?
Maybe yes, maybe no.
Near the heart.
It's been like
And if you take off a hair and you cut it 1,000 times on the tip 1,000 times,
So,
that's the size of your soul.
so we are the soul. We're not this body. We start thinking that we are this body, but we're actually the soul. The soul is in the region of the heart, and Krishna is right there with us, right? So what?
All the time.
So what Krishna is saying here is that somebody who always thinks of Krishna within himself and renders loving service to Krishna, what is Krishna saying? That person is most intimately united with me in yoga. And Sai Prabhu just read what yoga was, right? Yoga is connection with Krishna.
Okay.
And that person is the highest of all. So that's all we need to do, right? In our lives, what we need to do is we just need to follow Krishna's instructions, which are given in the Bhagavad Gita. We need to think of Krishna within our hearts, and we just need to render loving service to Krishna. How can we render loving service? If you're drinking water, you're offering to Krishna. Before you drink, you're thinking about Krishna, right? That is Krishna's opinion. Okay, let's see what Srila Prabhupada has to say.
Purport. The word bhajate is significant here. Bhajate has its root in the verb bhaj, which is used when there is need of service. The English word worship cannot be used in the same sense as bhaj. Worship means to adore or show respect and honor to the worthy one. But service with love and faith is especially meant for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One can avoid worshipping a respectable man or a demigod and may be called discourteous. But one cannot avoid serving the Supreme Lord without being thoroughly condemned. Every living entity is part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and thus every living entity is intended to serve the Supreme Lord by his own constitution. Failing to do this, he falls down. The Bhagavatam 11.5.3 confirms this as follows.
Ya esham purusha shakshat atma prabhavan ishwaram na bachanti avajananti sthanat bhartasha patanti adaha.
Anyone who does not render service and neglects his duty unto the primeval Lord, who is the source of all living entities, will certainly fall down from his constitutional position. In this verse also the word bhajanti is used. Therefore, bhajanti is applicable to the Supreme Lord only, whereas the word worship can be applied to demigods or to any other common living entity. The word avajananti used in this verse of Srimad Bhagavatam is also found in the Bhagavad Gita. Avajananti mamudhaha. Only the fools and rascals deride the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. Such fools take it upon themselves to write commentaries on the Bhagavad Gita without an attitude of service to the Lord. Consequently, they cannot properly distinguish between the word bhajanti and the word worship. The culmination of all kinds of yoga practices lies in bhakti yoga. All other yogas are but means to come to the point of bhakti and bhakti yoga. Yoga actually means bhakti yoga. All other yogas are progressions toward the destination of bhakti yoga. From the beginning of karma yoga to the end of bhakti yoga is a long way to self-realization. Karma yoga without fruitive results is the beginning of this path. When karma yoga increases in knowledge and renunciation, the stage is called jnana yoga. When jnana yoga increases in meditation on the supersoul by different physical processes and the mind is on him, it is called Ashtanga Yoga. And when one surpasses the Ashtanga Yoga and comes to the point of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it is called Bhakti Yoga, the culmination. Factually, Bhakti Yoga is the ultimate goal. But to analyze Bhakti Yoga minutely, one has to understand these other yogas. The yogi who is progressive is therefore on the true path of eternal good fortune. One who sticks to a particular point and does not make further progress is called by that particular name. Karma yogi, jnana yogi or dhyana yogi, raja yogi, hatha yogi, and etc. If one is fortunate enough to come to the point of bhakti yoga, it is to be understood that he has surpassed all other yogas. Therefore, to become Krishna conscious is the highest stage of yoga. Just as when we speak of Himalayan, we refer to the world's highest mountains, or of which the highest peak, Mount Everest, is considered to be the culmination. It is by great fortune that one comes to
Are
Krishna
you doing
consciousness.
okay, Pranav?
Yeah, I'm okay.
You're okay? All right.
It's a very long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is by great fortune that one comes to Krishna consciousness on the path of Bhakti Yoga to become well situated according to the Vedic direction. The ideal yogi concentrates his attention on Krishna, who is called Shyama Sundara, who is as beautifully colored as a cloud, whose lotus-like face is as effulgent as the sun, whose dress is brilliant with jewels, and whose body is flower garlanded, illuminating all sides in his
So
gorgeous
this is one sec. Sorry, Pranav. So this is very, very important part. What does the ideal yogi concentrate his attention? So this is our instruction. Like when we meditate, how should we concentrate? Can you read from the ideal yogi?
The ideal yogi concentrates his attention on Krishna, who is called Shyama Sundara, who is as beautifully colored as the cloud, whose lotus-like face is as effulgent as the sun, whose dress is as brilliant with jewels, and whose body is flower garlanded.
Okay. Now everyone close your eyes, and I want you all to imagine. So you are now concentrating your attention. Everyone close your eyes. You're now concentrating your attention on Krishna. Okay, he is Shyama Sundar, the two-handed form of Krishna. He is his body is beautifully colored as the cloud. So imagine the rain clouds. Rain clouds are gray in color, right? Bluish gray. So that is the color of Krishna. His lotus-like face is as effulgent as the sun. So now when you have seen the sun and how bright it is, that is the lotus-like face of Krishna. And his dress is like brilliant jewels, Like his whole dress is brilliantly shining, and his body is having flower garlands. So that is Krishna. Did everyone imagine? Did you?
He
Yeah.
also has a peacock. He also has a peacock feather in his hair.
Peacock
I
feather.
imagined
Nice.
him. I imagined him eating mud.
Mud, nice, very nice.
Also, as soon as you said each thing, it just popped up in
Your
my
head.
head.
Okay, nice. And for you,
Wait,
Parth?
Krishna eats mud?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Krishna
Krishna
I
ate
just
mud.
this thing when he's eating mud.
Yeah,
like-
nice.
He's like in his baby form.
You know, this is the highest form of what we just did. This is called Smaran. So there are 3 stages. One is
Kirtan.
Japa. Japa is soft chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. Second is Kirtan, which is loudly how we did Kirtan. And the third is Smaran. And Smaran, why it's so important is because our mind is
Does all
right
the
there.
work.
The
And
mind
also-
is there.
and
And
also,
when the
at
one
the
second,
time of death,
one sec. And when the mind is thinking about Krishna, automatically all of our senses are also thinking about Krishna. Yes, Parth.
so at the time of death, you have to remember to say like Krishna or Narayan. That's what
You have to say Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare.
So what is your point, Parth?
So basically, your mind has to remember to say Hare Krishna at time of death.
Correct. And what you're trying to say is that's why Smaran is so important.
Because at
time of death,
cannot say it.
we might not be able to speak, right? Our voice might be choked up, or it might be very hard for us. But using our mind, we can still think about Krishna. Okay, let's restart our reading. Illuminating. Should I read?
It's fine. If you want me
You
to read,
okay?
I can.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yes, if you can read.
Illuminating all sides is his gorgeous luster, which is called the Brahma Jyotir. He incarnates in different forms such as Rama, Nrsimha, Varaha, and Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he descends like a human being as the son of Mother Yashoda, and he is known as Krishna, Govinda, and Vasudeva. He is the perfect child, husband, friend, and master, and he is full with all opulences and transcendental qualities. If one remains fully conscious of these features of the Lord, he is called the highest yogi. This state of highest perfection in yoga can be attained only by Bhakti yoga, as is confirmed in all Vedic literature.
Yasya deve para bhaktir yatha deve tatha guru yashyate kathate he artha prakshashaste mahatmanaha.
Only unto those great souls who have implicit faith in both the Lord and the spiritual master are all the imports of Vedic knowledge automatically revealed. Bhaktir asya bhajanam tad ihamu tropadi. Wait, what?
Yeah, you're doing well. Nairashyena
Nairashyena Mushmin manah kalpanam etad eva naishkarmyam. Bhakti means devotional service to the Lord, which is free from desire from material profit, either in this life or in the next. Devoid of such inclinations, one should fully absorb the mind in the Supreme. That is the purpose of Naishkarmya. Gopala Tapani Upanishad 1.15. These are some of the means for performance of bhakti or Krishna consciousness, the highest perfectional stage of the yoga system. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purports to the 6th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita and the matter of Jnana Yoga.
Okay, everybody give round of clapping. That's great. We finished the 6th chapter. Haribol.
Haribol.
Haribol, yay!
Hey Krishna.
Okay.
Haribol.
Okay.
Ah,
That was good. Thank you, Pranav. So the main thing
I
is
have a question.
Smaran.
What does condemned mean? It says condemned.
Condemned. Okay, we'll take that offline.
Okay.
Okay, so it's getting a little late. So let's all sing the Narshinga Arti. Is everyone ready?
Kind of.
yes.
I don't really know
Okay.
it, but I'll just try.
What's that? Okay, yeah. When you sing with all of us, you'll get it. All right, let's sing. Namaste Narashivaya Praladalaya Hiranyakashi Purvashtaha Snatankanakalaye Ekona Shimha Parakona Yato Yamitato Nashima Vahina Shimo Rijaye Nasim Brahmadim Sharanam Prapade Avakara Kamalavare Adhuta Shimha Dalita Hiranyakashipu Anubheda Keshavadrita Saharita Jagadisha Jagadisha Jaya Jagadisha Keshavadrita Narahari Jaya Jagadisha Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Narsingadev Jaya Narsingadev Jaya Narsingadev Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nitai Gaura Dev Bhagwan ki Prahlad Maharaj ki Gaur Premanande
Hare Rama. Bye, Priyanka.
Bye, Lisa.
If
Bye.
okay, thank you everyone for joining. Everybody
you for
unmute and
thank
say
you
Hare
for
Krishna very
Hare Krishna.
loudly.
Chapter.
Hare Krishna.
Happy New Year.